speaking of bottoms, let's get into this topic. So apparently, I don't know if y'all heard, but there are twin homosexual models. Well, one of them claims that he's bisexual. The other, well, one says he's bisexual. The other one says he's straight. So we got Drake Vaughn and his brother Silas apparently are beefing. They don't like each other. And now it seems like they're trying to compete on who could drop the most lows and the most bottoms. And there's, well, I don't think you can only drop for so many lows in a bottom. But let's get into the article. So there's a beef going on in the OF creator world, and it's getting a bit messy. So Drake Vaughn and Silas Brooks, identical twins who look so alike that half of TikTok believes they're the same person playing both sides of the elaborate hoax. But I should point out that they're not faking it. They're not they're actual real life twins. We've seen the pictures. Once upon a time, they used to collab as the Baconator twins. Before they went their separated, that was like a little brief thing. And now here's where things get spicy. So Drake, who I think most people are more familiar with than his brother Silas, because I do recall Drake because he's been with a lot of the studios, and he even did that mid-ass podcast, the Wild podcast with them queens that be them little twinks that be trying to act like they gay, but they not. So y'all sitting out here milking our community for a coin, but okay. But if y'all like it, I love it. But anyway, so Drake creates gay homosexual content for OF, but won't label his sexuality. He calls himself homosexual. Meanwhile, Silas identifies as bisexual and constantly accuses Drake of queerbaiting. Now, then also, Drake went and said that Silas is the queerbaiter. So it's like, I'm not a queerbaiter, you're a queerbaiter. No, you're not the queerbaiter, I'm the queerbaiter. Like, it's the back and forth thing. It's annoying. It's very childish. But then again, they both look like little twinks, so it's to be expected. Now the twins despise each other to the point that Drake literally says it's disrespectful to even associate them as brothers. Silas clapped back by pointing out Drake has a kid, using it as proof that he's straight, as if there aren't men who have sex with men that also have kids with women. But wait, there's more. So Drake is also claiming that Silas also has a kid he's paying child support for. Didn't I tell you it's like the tit for tat thing? It's kind of annoying. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, by the way, I do think that they would be perfect for the homosexual reality series X-Ray LA that's on Out TV, but I don't even know if that show's coming back. Speaking of which, whatever happened to X-Rated NYC with Boomer Banks and who else was on that show? Max Connor and all of them. Are they and Joey Mills? They done with that show, or is it coming back? Because I haven't heard anything. And then they had X-Rated LA was even more messier. But here y'all got some real life drama that y'all should put them both on the show. Now comes word that both twins will have a dick off, as both will now be competing in for a one top versus 1,000 bottoms record in one day. And here I thought two girls in one cup was controversial. Now the TikTok video features Drake surrounded by a group of twinks with the next 1,000 bottoms versus one top above it. So I will show y'all the video, but it has music and just looking at a bunch of basic ass white twinks with the same Edgar haircut. Um, Posing. That's literally what you're going to get. So take my word for it. Now, a few months later, he announced plans for the record attempt were in motion, telling Pride that I probably know 1,000 bottoms are ready to partake. He admitted, adding that he's already in talks with sponsors right now to make the Las Vegas stunt a reality. He also revealed that fans will be able to join him, saying subscribing to my OF gets you a one-way ticket into being a participant in this challenge. You just must also be an active practicer of safe sex. This isn't just a publicity stunt. Well, sir, it is a publicity stunt, but I'm sure there's more to it. I want to spread the word about safe sex and educate the masses. Well, if that's the case, well, does that mean you're going to be using condoms when you punching 1,000 bottoms? Because if that's your version of safe sex, then okay. But I'm sure that because we're in the world of barebacking, which seems to be the ongoing way that a lot of these studios make money now. Because I remember once upon a time it was frowned upon to do BB sex. Now they're all for it. And so I'm sure that there probably ain't gonna be no condoms in it. And if there is, I already know that a lot of people are gonna be turned off by watching that because a lot of people don't like seeing rubbers and stuff. But it is good to be tested and make sure that you're good if you're gonna be having sex with not only these models, but a bunch of damn strangers that want to partake in the shenanigans. So now, after that, his brother Silas because I told you tit for tat is what y'all need to call yourselves, because that's where it seems like we're going with this. Silas is jumping on his twins' idea with his own announcement, saying, "Hey guys, Silas Brooks here. It's finally happening. 10 inches, aka me, versus 1,000 bottles." That's actually funny. And these boys are well endowed, so I would not be surprised if he actually does have 10 inches. He said, "It's going to be great. If you want to participate in this, check out my link in the bio." And that was over there on his TikTok. It's the only news Brooks has dropped of the challenge so far, but it's certainly got people's attention already. Now, Drake Vaughn and Silas Brooks originally found their fan base, as was mentioned, as the Baconator Twins, and Drake went to pick up two Gavian Awards, cementing his reputation as one of gay porn's most recognizable stars, while Silas Brooks has since signed with Helix Studios, which is like they make twink porn. Drake has carved his own path working with major studios, including Men.com and Colby Knox, as well as cultivating a thriving OF presence. The pair have both publicly called each other out in interviews online, as well as posting videos about their beef with each other. Brooks has even gone on to accuse Drake of queer baiting his fans in videos shared on TikTok, and has even said that you're not even a homosexual. Saying, but they also want to say it's always, look, at the end of the day, I always feel like it's always pretty sad when siblings can't get along. Trust me, I know. But I'm curious as to how these two tops are planning to pound out 1,000 bottoms. Like, how is that even going to work? I mean, at the end of the day, make sure you take your Viagra or your Trimix or whatever it is that you're going to use in order to maintain that stiffness. But what are the rules in regarding this? Like, like one top versus 1,000 bottoms? How you going to maintain that? And do you have to climax in every last bottom? Like, how does that even work? And you're supposed to do that in a day. So I'm curious to how all this is going to work out. It's sad that with the whole clout chasing thing, because even one of the videos, Silas said that Drake always says, "Oh, you copying off me? Oh, you trying to be like me? You just copy everything I do," whatever the case was. But Silas went on to say, "If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be doing what you're doing, because I was doing this first and I put you on because you had nothing going for you. You wasn't working. You was being a straight up bum, not doing nothing with your life. And so I put you in a position to like want to get yourself up and going with your career. And then when I helped you with your career in adult cinematography, now you want to sit up here and stab me in the back." So there's where that rivalry comes from. And there's always going to be situations where brothers just there's going to be a sibling rivalry or whatever the case is. But then again, I couldn't imagine what it's like being a twin, because when it's like two of you and you're identical and you want to be able to go off and carve your own path and do your own thing, and you can't do it because it's like, what is my identity outside of this? It's similar to the story we did on Sugar and Spice, the two queen twins from Drag Race. So where it's like, yeah, we went on the show together and we were doing TikTok videos and everything together, and we had that success as a dynamic duo. Now, post Drag Race, I want to be able to show that I can do other things on my own without having to be attached to my twin. And I guess that's where these two kind of are in this situation. Only difference is Sugar and Spice ain't out here hunching for a coin. They tucking their dinglings behind them and dressing and dragging, doing the hula for a coin. These two are slinging dick for a coin. So good luck to y'all. This was messy. And I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding Drake Vaughn and Silas going at it? I did post a couple of the videos where he was addressing the beef and saying, "Seeing my twin brother talk about me for the 50th time on the Mile Boys podcast." I guess that's the Wild Boys, whatever, because he has been on that show before. Reno Gold's been on it. The old basic queens that make a lot of money because y'all like these twinks out here in these streets. So yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.